104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here. Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wife! I am a wife!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It is 6:01 a.m. and it's Monday, September 23rd of 2024, and it's Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam.
Nice.
Not,
How you guys doing?
not a good Monday after Sports Sunday in Houston, but let's just move on to the next.
Yeah, sports in Texas.
Last night I went to the Astros game or yesterday afternoon, and
So is Alvarez done?
No.
don't even say that. Bite your tongue.
He hurt his right knee.
Don't even say it. I don't want to
I
take it
say
to the
contusion.
universe.
That means a bruise, right?
Yes, contusion.
Oh, a contusion.
Yes.
Isn't that just a cut?
No, contusion is, you know how I know contusion? My husband once ran into something. We were moving and he was holding a box that was so big. He was like, okay, well, I know the general direction I'm going into. And there was like a metal bar from a fence that was kind of sticking out a little bit. And he went right into it, not realizing where it was.
He
And
impaled?
not impaled. It didn't break the skin, but it was a contusion in his flesh. It was such a hard hit that he was like, oh my God, I think I'm dead. I think I stabbed myself.
Yeah, as like
it did not
inner-
break the skin. It just was like a contusion is what the doctor said.
It's like a big old ball of like
Bruise.
bruise
A
fluid.
bruise ball.
Yeah.
I used to get them all the time in soccer. Like
that-
some girl kicked me so hard,
Oof.
you could see her cleat in my leg for at least a week.
Oh my gosh, Sam.
Yeah, I had so many
Kevin,
bruises.
I got that photo
in
of
soccer.
you with yours.
Oh, you know, when I got thrown off of a tube behind a boat, I
there you go.
I punched myself real bad.
What?
And I got, yeah.
I
Don't you remember that? Oh, yes, you
Remember that
do.
photo?
I was thinking contusions came from the paintball that we did on you.
No, this one.
Those are
was
just
contusions.
bruises.
Those are
contusion.
Yeah, those are.
Here, I have a
Massive
picture of
world.
it right here.
Gosh.
It looks like my kidneys exploded
Good God, that is
If you can
not
imagine
the contusion
on my body. Right next to my kidneys, a bruise
Wow.
the size of a fist on each side because I punched both sides of myself.
That looks bigger than a fist.
God.
Yeah.
And that was from flying off of something behind a speedboat?
Yeah, I had braced myself sitting down in one of those tubes. It was a sit-down tube.
You think it was your elbow that hit it?
No, it was my fists because my fists were holding onto some handles, and my body flew through my fists, and I punched myself on each side of my body
Oh my God.
as I flew backwards.
Oh,
And I will never get on a tube again.
Wow.
The end.
I would say you have a good reason not to. That's
Yeah,
for
it's,
sure.
it's scary. I'll get on water skis again, but never a tube.
especially tubes because a lot of times you're with 2 or 3 people.
Yeah,
you know you're going to
can't
knock heads. Something's going to
Yeah,
happen.
you can't control a tube as much as you can.
I pulled you
water skis.
on a tube
Yeah.
on Conroe before.
That may have
we did
been
that.
before this. I don't know. But also, we were with Lewis, and he's kind of sexy, so I was like, okay.
Oh my God.
You said it was Phoenix too. We had.
I probably did. He wasn't. He wasn't bad on the eyes either. Oh no, we're getting thrown about. Oh no, hold on to me.
I throw myself on you. Ryan's all shivering over in the corner.
I know.
Are you
I think
okay?
I'm going to head out and I'm going to Zoom you guys a little bit. I'm hurting right now. I'm going to try and go to a doctor, but I got to be back for the
You
roses.
got the shivers.
Okay,
You want the shivers.
Got me shivers. Like Ed Sheeran said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, it started like we were at Kevin Hart, and I was like, oh, I think
You,
we got
and your fiance were
Me
at
and my
Kevin
fiance
Hart's.
were at Kevin Hart, and I was like, I was sweating buckets at Kevin Hart. I
Oh,
wasn't
that's
feeling
good
well.
for the
That's
people
not a good
around.
feeling.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a guy over here, patient zero. He's sweating buckets.
And between that and then there was a woman at Kevin Hart that would not shut the F up the entire show. She was sitting next to, wasn't watching the show. Was not watching the show, just talking about
It was at
today I
Toyota
got
Center, right?
Smart Financial.
Smart
She
Financial.
was like, well, then I got my nails done and blah 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 blah. I mean, he's up there performing and we're like, can you please shut up? I mean, like, I didn't say a word, but all the people around us kept yelling at her to shut up, and it's like she was drowning out Kevin Hart.
Did he say anything, or he probably didn't see it?
You could tell everybody was
You
distracted.
said you were up closer.
Yeah, we were right up front, and this woman would not shut up. She did not even care who was on stage; just was talking. And I was like, I'm ready to go.
Especially you spend that kind of money.
So
Yeah.
you didn't see the end of the show?
Yeah, we just kind of did the let's get out early. I didn't realize. I mean, we even had him in studio, but when you see him on a stage, he's tiny.
He's
I
only
mean,
like
tiny.
5'4" or something.
Oh, I don't think
Well,
he's
that's why
5'4".
he makes the jokes about his size.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like.
He makes The Rock. Or The Rock's, how tall is The Rock?
Oh, he's got to be
6'1"?
over 6.
Well, he does commercials with LeBron James, but LeBron's always sitting down in the commercial. Anybody notice
That's
that?
true. I didn't think about that.
They're like, we
LeBron's
can't
sitting in a
frame
chair.
this, guys.
I
We
never
can't-
can frame this.
Oh, they must have him on a
That would be a
box or
pain
something.
from shows, even like Game of Thrones
Yeah.
with Peter Dinklage and stuff. You know, he was like in every episode. So, and there's one guy named the Mountain that they were supposed to fight. Like that's hard to frame. You got to try and put him on a box or something.
Well, I thought I remember you talking years ago, like maybe when we began the show, you were talking about like Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt when they did Interview with the Vampire, that they had to have Tom Cruise on boxes.
Oh yeah, that was a story in
because
entertainment.
Brad Pitt was
he had
like
to have like a step,
half
like
a foot
step-up
taller.
box.
I can't see him doing that. That takes guts to embarrass him in front of everybody. Like, hey, Tom.
When they frame it.
Well, if your
Make him the
co-star
same
is
height.
like half a foot taller than you,
I know, but maybe they made a prop and they didn't tell him it was a
Giant platform shoes.
Yeah.
Hey, put these giant platform shoes on.
or we're going to put you over this way. He doesn't know that the floor is actually higher there. Like there's ways to do it
it's
without
like a fun house.
because you don't want to hurt his feelings.
On
Well, I
Saturday.
think he realizes that he's shorter.
He was
But not in
Kevin
front of the
Hart-
whole group of people. Like
Right, true. The whole crew. Was Kevin Hart 2 nights at Smart Financial?
Just Friday night.
It was Friday night, right? Okay.
Or Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Saturday night. I'm sorry. I'm just
Okay,
I
so
see
then Friday
Saturday
night. Friday night, I went to dinner with friends, and they wanted to go have drinks at the Post Oak Hotel. And we were walking into the Post Oak Hotel, and my husband tells me in Greek, "Opa, look over there." And I go, "Oh." In my peripheral, it was just a shorter guy, and I just thought. And he was wearing a really bright green outfit, like a really pretty Kelly green, not bright green like obnoxious, but like a really nice green, like. And I was like, oh, I just thought maybe he wanted me to look at the green or something. And then I realized it was Kevin Hart.
Oh, wow. So you
But
got
he
in
was-
town a
but-
day early.
And then I look at him, I go, oh, I thought you were telling me to look at that guy because he was wearing green and he was really small. And he goes, no, that's Kevin Hart.
Look at the little kid over there.
And I said, oh. So then we knew where he was staying, but I didn't know if he had performed that night or 2 nights or anyway. And then his bodyguard was not walking too far from him. So my friend was like, oh, we should have gone to go say hi to him. And I go, yeah, but do we really want to be those people that are going to go chase him down? Because nobody was around him. He was just walking, but his bodyguard was about 3 or 4 feet away, not right on top of him. Like they were expecting somebody's going to come talk to Kevin Hart at this hotel. It was just like, oh, that's him. So my friend goes, why don't we just go say hi to him? And I go, well, I think we've lost the window now because I think he's over where the elevators are. And then it's going to look stalky if we walk to the elevators.
that's like, what do you say?
Oh, hi.
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 Kevin.
You.
I would have said, welcome to Houston. Sorry about the heat. Hope you have a good time. That's always my go-to. Sorry about the heat. We can't turn it down.
He was really funny, though. He
Hot
was
this
really good.
weekend.
Well, that's good. Well, why don't you get along your way
All
so
right.
you can
I'll Zoom you guys later.
Zoom us
Zoom later.
All
or
I
just
gotta
take
do
a
is
nap.
zoom.
or just relax. That's what I would do.
Or just go home and take a
I want
nap.
to find out what happened with, because we weren't going to talk to Danielle. You
On
said you
Rule
were going
9's
to get
Roses,
Mike.
we had a very verbally abusive, crazy lady. I'm going to call her that because she was not nice.
Well, we can call her tomorrow if you can't make it back.
Yeah, well, if you could take a nap, or we can tell you what happens.
Whatever you want to
Let's
do.
just see whatever happens.
Alrighty.
Hi, man. Be safe.
Have a wonderful day.
Okay. People are texting us we're wrong. Kevin Hart was both nights, Friday and Saturday.
What?
So I must have seen him after he performed
Was he?
on Friday. That's what this person said. Kevin Hart was 2 nights.
Oh, my. You must have been out late.
Well, we saw
well, it was
a
like
different
11.
comedy show on Friday. We saw Mark Curry on Friday.
Almost 12.
Us and about 20 people. That was
Yeah.
it.
Is that the one downtown?
Yeah,
Mark
Punchline.
Curry.
Yeah, remember him hanging with Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Oh, man.
No one knows about Punchline yet.
Punchline is really cool. It's where the old House of Blues. It's the restaurant that used to be
Underneath
on the,
House of
underneath House of
Blues.
Blues. So now it's a comedy club, and it's really nice. But there was like nobody
They
there.
need to spend money,
Yeah,
get more talent,
Need to
and
get bigger comedians.
spend money to market.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of comedy clubs now.
A lot. Like the Joke Joint, which I
Yeah.
never knew about until our friend Craig Gass would always
Yeah.
go there. I was like, where's that place?
You can find comedy somewhere.
Coming up next in the Celebrity Scoop, there's a text I want to address. Speaking of less than tall celebrities, because there's an actual story to back up the text of what somebody just told us about Chuck Norris. Chuck. Anyway, here's your weather for today. Ryan, you want to do the weather or am I going to do the weather? I'll do the weather. Where is my phone?
be hot.
Yeah.
It's going to be, let's see.
First day of fall was what, yesterday?
78 degrees
Yeah.
currently.
That was a
It's
joke.
first day of fall yesterday, but we're nowhere close to feeling like that. The high today is 172 degrees.
I'm over
Oh
this.
my God.
I'm just kidding.
It's like
92.
It's like February up north.
Yeah.
You're just sick of the
it's-
winter time. He's like, okay, after Christmas,
Done with this heat.
Yep. Yep.
you know, we don't want snow, and then you get it a few more times. Like,
And
I'm
then
just
March.
done
You're like, spring break is not supposed to have snow.
But y'all's going to get into the 80s later on this week and into next week.
I know, I'm very excited. I think there was one, my kids looked at the weather yesterday because they knew it was the first day of fall. And they go, Mommy, it's supposed to be low of 62 one day. And I was like, it is?
Yeah.
Amazed.
Oh,
What,
wow.
30 minutes?
Yeah, for 25 minutes.
And then it'll go boom.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back on the Roula and Ryan Show on 104.1 KRBE.
Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop on 104.1 KRBE.
It is brought to you by Taqueria Sarandas, and I want to remind you guys that Taylor Toss-Up continues today between the hours of 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. We'll give you 5 chances to be caller 104, so you can guess the 3 Taylor Swift songs we've mashed together. If you can identify them correctly within 15 seconds in order with the correct titles, we'll make you a finalist for the Miami Eras tour trip, which includes hotel, airfare, and tickets for the tour. And 8 o'clock this morning, we have a chance for you to win some money, courtesy of Fox's The Masked Singer and The Floor. These are 2 shows that they're airing back to back, and just fun little games we're playing all this week for some money.
Yep, be easy. If you know music, you should be able to do this.
Yeah,
No
and it's-
artists, easy.
We are full of prizes today for the 6 o'clockers. I got you. How about a family 4-pack of tickets to see Disney Junior live? Let's play at Smart Financial Center. It's happening Friday, October 4th, which is basically now. I mean, we're like out of September now.
much.
I'll
Feels
give
like-
these away right now to you, 6 o'clockers. Just be caller 833. Man, I almost fell right back into the old area code. 833-390 KRBE caller 10. You can take your family to this event at the Smart Financial Center. Again, it is Disney Junior Live. Let's play, where your kids can see all their favorite Disney Junior characters come to life on stage. It's super cute. When I used to take my kids to that, I used to go for the sake of seeing their reaction to the live action characters, because there's so many characters on Disney Junior. You're like, oh, okay. Well, like my kids love Doc McStuffins and Princess Sophia.
You see them on TV all the time, then you see them in real life. It's fun to see.
Oh, yeah. And Elena of Avalor kind of just went by the wayside. I don't know what happened to Elena of Avalor. My kids loved Elena of Avalor, and they kind of moved her over. Then they loved Vampirina. Vampirina was a character that came around, and then it kind of went away. Wanda Sykes played a character on that cartoon. Wanda Sykes probably makes so much money off of voice work.
Oh, for sure.
Right? Think of how much stuff she's voiced. Anyway, so Disney Junior Live for you, caller 10. We were talking about the height of different celebrities because Kevin Hart was here this weekend, and you guys have had him live in studio when I was out on maternity leave for I can't remember which kid. He came in here with Josh Gad. Y'all talk about that story a lot.
Yep. I guess he was short, but I never really thought, oh, wow, he's
So tiny.
tiny. He's like Sam's height, 5'4", I think. I mean, it's not like he's 4'8".
Well, I was saying how,
Right.
for those who are just tuning in, that the commercials he does with LeBron James, LeBron's usually sitting in a chair, and Kevin Hart's sitting in a chair when they're doing their commercials together. And it is all about, what'd you call it? Blocking? No, wait, what'd you call it?
what do we call it?
Framing
Yeah,
the
framing.
shot. Framing the
If
shot.
you got an actor and they're doing a close-up scene, and the guy's 6'4", and then the other guy's like 5'5", and they're trying to have a intense scene of,
Yes.
I'm gonna kick your, oh yeah, I'm gonna, doesn't look right because he's staring into his chest.
Yeah, and not every celebrity is height challenged. They're pretty average height, but if you want to be in a movie with a superstar, you have to think about how tall you are. Or when the casting agent finds someone, they have to think of how they look. When I was living on the East Coast, A Beautiful Mind was being filmed in New Jersey, Trenton, New Jersey. I lived in Philadelphia. A lot of people who lived in Philly tried out to be extras on that film. And I ended up going on a date with a guy who, I don't remember how I even got set up with him, guys. I do not remember how I got set up with him. But I do remember I let him come get me from my apartment. I don't know why that is. I would never do that now. You know what I mean? Like, oh, God, you're going to kill me. Somebody that I must have really trusted. Maybe I met him somewhere. Isn't it weird how we forget this stuff? Anyway, I just remember opening my door and seeing how tall this guy was. He must have been like 6'6". He was really tall. And so we go to dinner and we're talking and stuff. And I was like, God, you look like... because he was saying something about his sister got him in, submitted his photo to do some acting and modeling. And I was like, well, I don't blame her. Are you getting good work and stuff? Are you doing any fun jobs? And he said that he had gone to Trenton to be an extra for A Beautiful Mind. The agency that he was working with sent him there. But when he got there, he is so tall.
Yeah.
They said they can't use him because he'd make Russell Crowe look too short
Oh, wow.
in the scenes they wanted to use him in.
Russell Crowe's probably 5'10".
He's 6 feet. I looked him up.
Is he 6 feet?
Yeah, but those extra 6 inches the other guy had, I thought he was less than 6 feet, but I looked up Russell Crowe
Yeah.
height. It says 6'0", unless this thing's fudging.
Yeah, he's probably 5'10", but
You think so?
yeah, most.
But yeah, this guy was so tall. And I was like, well, good luck with you. I don't know whatever happened to that guy, but I just remember he went all that way to Trenton, to the set, to all this stuff.
Well, think about all the
And when he
actors that are
gets there, and they're
famous.
like, no, you're too tall for this.
Think about all the actors that win Best Supporting Actor, Best Actor. None of them are like 6'6".
No, who's like
Right.
the tallest? And
Even, like,
if they
Steven
are,
Stallone
we know
and them,
about it.
Bruce Willis, those guys are not tall either, and they're action heroes.
And isn't that something we always notice? If you've ever had a chance to do a tour of an NBC studio or like a Warner Brothers lot or something, the two takeaways always are, oh my God, it's so small on here. Or you see an actor in real life and you see how small or petite or thin they are.
Yeah.
Because of the way the cameras put weight and we just, for some reason, everyone thinks everybody's so tall.
Right.
Like, I feel like yesterday was the 30th anniversary of the premiere of Friends. And over the years in the interviews, Matt LeBlanc, who played Joey Tribbiani, would always talk about how he was the shortest of the three guys. And they would like kind of joke with him, like, oh, yeah, Matt LeBlanc. He's like, I'm not that much shorter than you guys, but just a couple of inches that David Schwimmer and Matthew Perry had on him drove him crazy. And you can tell that, actually, if you watch enough of the repeats, which I feel like it is stronger than ever. I can't escape a repeat of Friends. It's on 30 years later. It is on, I feel like, even more than 6 times a day now.
It's crazy how does it keep going?
Yeah. And Courtney Cox did an article with People Magazine about the 30th anniversary of the premiere. And she just said that, if it's on and she catches it, she will watch it. And she can watch it to enjoy it. She doesn't watch it like, oh, I remember that day. That was 17 takes. She just takes it for what it is, the way we watch it.
And it's one of those shows where, I mean, they have a storyline throughout each season. It's not like just Seinfeld where you just watch one episode.
It could be standalone.
You could watch season 4, another episode standalone.
Was How I Met Your
they're-
Mother like that? A standalone series? Or was it like a series like Friends? I tried to get into it on Netflix.
It's kind of like a Friends that storylines throughout.
Well, because Barney always had like
They
all
did one
these girls
storyline
and
like a slap. He had like for Thanksgiving, Slapsgiving they called it.
Oh,
He
yeah, I
got
remember
like
that.
5 slaps.
Yeah.
And so they did the callback for like a year later. Whoosh, I got 1 slap left. They did stuff like that.
Slapsgiving. I didn't even watch that show religiously,
I think
but I
Sam would
knew
like it.
Slapsgiving. The thing that I'm trying to finish, and I'm trying to power through it, but I keep fast forwarding some of the stuff that I just don't want to hear, is the Monster Menendez.
Yes.
Did you watch it?
Oh, I
Sam
started
Johansson?
it.
I haven't finished it.
Just last night, I just started. I'm only one in.
Yeah.
It was, wow, I didn't realize how brutal it was. And
That's what I remember the most. how
But it
brutal the
also
murders
seems
of the
like, I
parents
mean, not
were.
that he did the right thing, but it also seems like that dad was a nightmare.
Yeah, they were showing
Yeah.
side by side what happened in real life with the Menendez crying, and then the
Oh, where?
actors. I just like I saw this morning
Oh,
like
cool. I wanna see
Instagram.
that.
Someone's like, "Man, these guys aren't very good actors." The real guys were
better.
They were
Better actors.
Better actors.
So for those that
'Cause they're
don't
crying on the stand and stuff.
No, we're talking about
Yeah.
Ryan Murphy does a series. He did it for FX with the O.J. Simpson trial. It was excellent. Then he did the Dahmer series, Monster, on Netflix, which was super disturbing.
There's
and
another one
dark.
too, Giovanni.
And the one about Versace.
Wait, did he
for
do this
FX.
one?
Ryan Murphy does this one, the Menendez.
It seems like it because they showed the brutality of it. And I thought to myself, why did they have to show this? Like, this is not for the family.
I know,
and
I know.
like, it was so brutal what they showed.
Oh, you can't watch this if you're related. to
I don't think.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't think that was the right thing to do for the family
Of the Menendez.
of the Menendez or anyone
Parents.
related to them any way, shape, or form.
Well, I mean, look at the same. That's what happened, Kevin, when the Jeffrey Dahmer story came
I
out.
won't watch that.
Oh,
one.
The
yeah, that
parents of
was-
all those victims were livid. They were like, we cannot.
Like,
you
how
guys
d-
are making him famous again, and he destroyed, he mutilated, he cannibalized our loved ones.
And really, like, how dare you make money off of the brutality imagery of
Yeah.
someone's parents being
That's
killed
what was so horrible.
and someone's sister or brother. It was.
I mean,
It was rough.
I'm that's why I'm kind of torn. Like, I'm trying to get through it, and I've never struggled trying to watch something like to get to the end. Usually, I'm like, oh, I'm turning this off, or let me just fast forward to the last episode. But I'm kind of confused as where it's going. So if you finished Menendez, 37530, tell me what you thought about it, because I don't understand. Ryan Murphy in the past, like the Dahmer stuff, I feel like that was legit from what we saw in court documents. He like stuck to the script, about the woman calling 911 saying, hey, this kid was bleeding. It looks like he's about 14 years old. Y'all got to come get this boy.
I'm
And
sure
they're
he
like,
used
nah.
a book. I'm sure somebody wrote a book.
But I don't
That's
know
what I
what's
thought, too.
fictionalized or if there's so much liberty taken with it or not. Because the whole thing of the Menendez boys, if you don't even know this story or what we're talking
Well, it's
about,
not a
it's two
documentary,
brothers.
so-
It's not documentary. What do we learn about documentary, Eric? They're not always truthful.
Yep.
They make you feel like they're true
Just
because
see
they're
one
called
side.
documentaries, right? So the Menendez brothers brutally murdered their parents with shotguns as they sat on the couches, and then claimed it's because they had years of torment and abuse, and that's what drove them to it. But it doesn't make sense what they did after the murders to show. And it's just so crazy. And it also does show the inept Department of law in LA in the 80s, because this is around O.J. Simpson trial stuff.
Right.
This is around what was the crime right before the Menendez that was botched?
What year was this one? 91?
This is like 89.
It was 89, it said.
Yeah. They botched a
By
lot
the
of
time I got
stuff.
to trial, though, was it 91 or?
Yeah, it was in the mid 90s by the time he got.
Seemed like it took forever.
Yeah. The botched part of the whole thing with the Menendez boys is the cops are at the house and nobody like checks the Menendez boys
see
for like
gun residue.
gunpowder or anything.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
really checks their car. I don't know if this is real or not. There's a scene in this series where they have shotgun shells in their trunk.
Yes.
And so there's a cop at their car. And so Lyle says, "Oh, the cop inside told me I can get my tennis bag." And the cop's like, "Oh, okay." And doesn't look in the trunk while the Menendez kid is
Yeah.
getting like the shotgun shells and the receipt from the. I don't know if that's fictionalized or not, but it's so
is this-
stupid how botched and bumbled it was.
Is this supposed to be like you're supposed to feel sorry for the boys? The
I don't.
Menendez
That's what I'm
boys,
saying.
or-
I'm so confused, Eric. I don't know how you're supposed to feel. I went into it thinking, well, yeah, these two guys killed their parents.
Right.
I mean,
but then they explain why.
They make the dad look like an absolute nightmare. And,
Total nightmare.
I mean,
and
it
Javier
would-
Bardem plays him excellently.
He does, but I mean, a normal person would have left that situation and
Yes.
found their own way out and away. But they just decided. Well, they saw a movie and they're like, "Hey, these kids did it. Why can't we?"
Yeah, it's so crazy, and they're still. I mean, all you gotta do is Google where they are. Where are they now? They're in jail. I mean,
Yep.
we know that ending. Spoiler alert:
think
they're
they're
in
married,
jail.
too.
But some people still believe that they are wrongfully in jail. So 37530. Tell me what you think about it if you finished it, because I'm just trying to get through it. See, how does this end? I know how it ends, but how do they make this end in this series?
Well, I don't want to know how it ends in this series. Don't spoil it for me.
No. I just want them to tell me if it's good or not. No, don't tell me how
Don't
it's
read the
ending.
text now, Kev,
I
for 10
just want to
minutes.
know at
Yeah.
37530. Did you like the way it was put together? I'm so confused. I don't know how to rate this series.
I didn't want to waste my
How to
time
feel about
watching it.
Why not?
I lived through it. I don't.
But you,
Care.
I don't remember it that
you were
much.
younger and you didn't pay attention. Did you pay attention like this? It wasn't
I've
like a
never
trial
seen
of the
it.
century type thing. I
That was
didn't pay
pretty.
attention.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was.
I remember that, but
It
Eric,
was the trial until
OJ.
OJ and stuff.
I don't remember the Menendez trial the way I remember OJ, because the OJ trial was insane. Like every single television news program had cameras there. Inside Edition, Extra, The Current Affair. I mean, every single headline, every single day was that. No. I didn't live the Menendez trial like that. All right, let's move along and cleanse the
We're gonna start
palate.
spoiling.
I've
Sorry,
gotta-
Kev.
Yeah, don't
No,
make
I'm not
any-
looking. I'm not looking at it. No.
Okay.
Just take care of
Okay.
him.
Okay, let me add this thing. Somebody said I needed a break in between. Yes, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
You need a break between this. You cannot binge this and be in the right mindset. It messes you up. It's so weird how they put this whole thing together, but the whole thing is so dark.
I'll just watch Emily in Paris.
I know, but you need
Make
subtitles.
it more lighter.
You got to make sure your subtitles are big for that, Eric. There is a lot of Italian and a lot of French.
I just met the Italian guy.
Hello,
last
beautiful
episode.
Emily.
I know. I'm
Hello.
like, damn. They have another American, so at least we'll have two Americans on the show talking to each other. I'll understand what they're saying.
No, she went from not understanding French to not understanding Italian.
Somebody text Eric. Are you going to talk about Friday, the item that you bought?
Yeah, because it was just the next day replay. The 5
Yeah.
o'clock
Oh,
was
was?
just heard the next day replay.
Did it arrive?
Opa,
Okay.
the
Okay.
technological
There it is.
gadget is here. We're going to see if it sucks or not. And if you don't know what we're talking about, we'll recap next on the Real and Ryan Show.
It's KRBE.
Let's go.
Back to Roula and Ryan.
Okay, so those of you who heard our show, if you get to catch some of the 5 o'clock, we do what's called the next day replay. And we'll just choose a couple things from the previous day's show, which in this case was Friday's show. Eric introduced us to this gadget he bought, not on Instagram, but on Amazon.
I saw it on Instagram first.
Yes, and didn't want to purchase through Instagram, so
trust
you
that.
sought it out on Amazon.
Because a lot of times it's cheaper because they give you like anything. You can get 10 choices.
In the span of like 4 minutes of you describing it, I thought you were wasting your life and terrible to, maybe I could use this, maybe, but I'm not going to buy it. It's $20 and it's like a finger snapper remote.
It's a ring. It's a scrolling ring for like Kindle. If you have a Kindle and you like to read, And you know how you got in one hand and you got your pina colada in the other when you're on vacation?
Your pina colada.
You just click, and you can change the next page. For TikTok, though, see how I have this little stand on it? So, like, I'm like back here and I'm watching it. I can change it just by hitting that little button.
And it just fell over.
Well, I didn't buy that there. I bought that
stand.
Okay,
this thing is pretty cool. The only thing I will say is if you have a fat finger, I mean, it's pretty flexible.
It only goes up
it's
halfway
adjustable.
up your finger.
Which is what you want like this.
And it's big. Like, you can't just wear this thing around outright. It's something you have to click on.
I mean, you're not going to be
put
watching
on and
TikTok
off.
all day. It's only when you're watching
So
TikTok.
it's Bluetooth enabled to understand your phone.
Then you got to go find it. Well, what if you're like
Sync to
you
your
know,
phone.
That's so
on
weird.
vacation and that thing's deep in the bottom of your bag? That
Yes.
Well, then, worst
stupid.
case, you use your finger. This thing is awesome. Mild loves
How
it.
much? When did you get it?
Friday.
So have you been using it all weekend? So I
Saturday.
didn't hear from you all weekend? You were lost on your TikTok ring.
It's just nice. Here, try it. Put it in your.
Let me see. Okay, so this has to be Bluetooth enabled
Yep.
to your phone. It's actually more solid than I thought. It's not plastic. It's more like a silicone soft metal.
I will say after
It's like
like
a silicone coated metal.
So it
is what
feels
it feels
sturdy.
Like.
After
it feels
20 minutes.
sturdier than I thought it would feel, and it's easy on the fingers.
it's light.
and it only goes up to your knuckle. Really, that's probably
You need
where
this for your thumb.
because you want your thumb
Why
to
would you
control
put
it.
If you put it
So
way,
what's the middle? Stop.
Yeah.
So there's up, and go
Go
to the
back
next,
to the
and then
next.
go back to the bottom, right?
Yep.
So let's see what inappropriate things I'm going to see
Right?
on Eric's phone. Oh, Lord, scary. Somebody saying
that's Chris Martin. He dressed up in Vegas as some just like accountant looking
oh,
guy.
karaoke guy, yeah.
He did karaoke in Vegas this
With a
weekend.
wig.
But yeah,
Okay.
see.
So would you
Still light.
recommend this 10 out of 10?
Yeah, for $20, it's good to have in your arsenal.
How long
But
do you think you're really going to use this for?
Okay, but all
I
you
feel
can
like you're
do.
going to get bored, and like
Well, I mean, if
in
I-
a month you're not going to use it.
Like Kevin said, it's if you have it around you, then you'd use it.
But so, can you answer the phone? Like, what happens if your phone rings in the middle of this?
Oh, call
Then
it. Call it, Kev.
Then,
From
then
your
do you
phone.
click on
Let's
it?
see
Can
what
you click
happens.
on
Yeah,
it?
yeah. I mean, this thing is just,
That little
all this
thing will
does is
let
take
you
your place
click on
of your
a phone call.
It's just the ultimate laziness. It just takes your place of your finger
Well, if
from swiping all the time. You know
Really?
how many people?
Okay, see what
Okay.
happens then.
should I
you
answer it or
click
how
on
can
it?
I answer it? Let's see.
No, see, now you're touching it. Now you're touching
No.
your
I'm
phone.
turning
You're
up the
cheating.
volume. I'm turning up the volume.
I'm trying to answer it from this.
No, this is made just for TikTok.
This is just for TikTok. Okay. Can't answer it.
and Kindles.
And
Yeah.
Kindles.
No.
This is.
And-
That's because
oh,
first of all,
God.
let's
I don't have
pull back.
TikTok.
He does not have TikTok, so he doesn't understand.
What's
what TikTok is.
What's the actual name of this, Eric? The actual
Just
name of this thing?
Scrolling ring.
Scrolling ring.
Can you use it on Instagram
Now-
too?
Nope. Just
It's just for TikTok.
Oh my
Really?
God.
You can use it on Instagram?
I don't think so. I never tried it. Here,
Oh
go
my
try it.
God! If you
It
can't
has
even use
to
on
use it on-
everything, come
Maybe on
on.
Reels. Maybe on Reels.
Let's
or
see.
Something.
Let me see.
I feel like you would have to do
Try
it
it.
on Instagram.
Does it
No,
work?
well, it closed it. I think I'm doing it. Am I doing
Oh,
it
it is
now? Let's
working.
see.
Cool. It does
Okay.
work.
Yeah, I would assume
So it does
would-
scroll it on
It's the same
Instagram.
concept.
It does
Oh, my
scroll.
Yeah, sweet.
But let me tell you this: when
Telling you,
you
when you're
haven't-
sitting there, Roula, and you're like, you got your iPad, and it's not right on you. You don't want to hold that and then and you're trying to do something else. Like you would like
I
this.
It's
don't
like the
No.
weirdest thing ever.
I thought that I might use it. Speaking of having one earbud in my ear and always the phone is somewhere planted so I could listen to stuff, but no, because
But you don't keep the ring on you. Like I'm not wearing like the. Someone's like, oh my God, Eric, not again, not another ring. Like the Aura ring. The Aura ring, that thing was
Stayed on you.
expensive, and that was stayed on you. This is used whenever.
And this comes in
Here,
a
Ma,
case,
try it.
right?
Come here, buddy.
This thing is big and clunky.
Come on.
You can't just wear it around. You just have
No,
to
it-
put
But
it on
it
when
comes
you.
in a
I'm
case.
the
Like, are
only
you
one
thinking
that
like
supports
AirPod
this
case?
person.
Yes.
oh yeah,
It's
what
kind
kind
of
of
like-
case does it look like, Eric?
What
How
could
do
you
you
Little
carry this
AirPod.
into? Like an
AirPod
AirPod
case.
case?
It looks like a little square case.
Looks like a diamond. Like
You need to put like a string around that, though. You're going to lose that thing.
Yeah. If I
Like,
put
I
it in my
feel like you
purse,
need to
it's
hook-
gone into.
yeah.
Oh wait, it works.
Is that cool?
That is really cool.
See,
actually.
look at that. That's what Gen Z
I'm
thinks,
telling you,
guys.
while I TikTok and make dinner, this would come in handy.
But then what if you get something on your fingers? Then you get it
But
on
you're
that
not really
doohickey.
Who
your
Yeah.
cares? It's easier to clean this than my phone.
No,
Yeah.
the doohickey
See?
has
Oh.
look. It has the sensors on the side, Ahmad. That would easily get jacked up by like marinara
You think
or something.
so?
Yes, look at
Yeah.
it. They're
Yeah,
exposed.
so
Oh yeah.
No.
Look at the side.
Yeah,
They're
They're
marinara.
exposed on the other side. That's
wash it
exposed.
off.
Oh, okay, I got you. I
You
got
see
you.
what I'm saying?
I don't know if it's
Like I'd
waterproof.
be worried if that thing got messed up. I don't know. I just feel like.
For $19 and you like TikTok to do that stuff.
And Kevin, to your point, when you called his phone and
Probably
this
gonna blow
remote
up.
wouldn't answer
Blow
it,
your finger off.
yeah, I know it's gonna explode. To your point, when you called the phone
Yeah.
and this device wouldn't answer it,
Yeah.
if you have AirPods in, the AirPod will tell me usually if I have an AirPod in and I have my phone stationary somewhere while I'm doing stuff. It says, "Call from mom's cell. Answer it," and I'll just say yes. and I'll just answer it with my voice. I wouldn't need this clicker to do it, but then again, it tells you don't need the clicker. I mean, I don't need the clicker. I'll just watch something.
I don't think that's worth our money right
Plus,
now.
again, if you
Sam,
are
you
going
would
to
love
do
this if
something
you
where
used
you can't
TikTok.
touch your phone for a while, then don't scroll TikTok for those 20 minutes of your life.
Exactly. Your life's
The
not going
problem
to
is-
end.
You don't realize you're on TikTok. You think you're on it for 5 minutes. Next thing you know, go, oh my God, that was 40
Yeah,
minutes.
and this is a good break. Like, oh, I have to cook dinner. Let me take a break off of TikTok. You're just enabling yourself to never stop TikTok.
And I will say, Ahmad, you make a great point about cooking. How many times have you tried? I've had to go back and I'm trying to make something and I'm watching it. Just there's a little button I hit, and I can start seeing how they're making that, air fryer meal. I mean, I forgot how that went. I can go back real quick instead of running over, trying to scroll
Looking
it back.
at-
You scroll it too far.
Getting flour and egg on your phone.
But sometimes the phone blacks out. So what happens when the phone blacks out? Will that clicker doodad turn it
It won't
back
black
on?
out. No, it's not gonna black out because you're watching.
you guys are trying to make this thing
You
do
guys are- I
everything.
know.
Like
It's
it's,
not a-
just a little cute gadget.
Yeah.
Also, Eric doesn't cook, so
Exactly, Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
Oh, when I
Great
cook, when do you cook?
Oh, my God, for real.
But if I had to,
oh my god.
if I had to cook, I would need
Whatever.
this because I don't know how to cook that well.
my God, I
I can do
can't.
air fryer crap.
Okay, unfortunately, the only thing you need to know about what's going down in H-Town is that it was a terrible day in sports yesterday. The Texans got totally annihilated by the Vikings, 34-7, unfortunately. And somebody had texted me, those announcers totally jinxed Stroud. CJ Stroud got jinxed by the announcers. Talking about how CJ hadn't had an interception in how many games, and he threw 2 yesterday.
It was like the third play of the game or something.
So we lost 34-7. I was at the Astros game yesterday. It was a packed house. A packed house. When I went to go park, I was like, what is this, a playoff game? It was a packed house. And I was like, let me see how hot I'm going to be where I'm sitting today. Because I've been complaining about Minute Maid Park needing AC. Well, it wasn't as hot. It was getting hotter towards the end of the game, but it wasn't as hot where I sat in the corner, like kind of near the Crawford boxes, but not that lucky. And then I went to go visit a friend who was sitting like in a row. You know where that Insperity Club is? It used to be the press box and now it's fancy.
Yep.
Somewhere around there I could feel AC, but I was like, oh, the AC.
They got nice in there.
We were winning. We were winning 4-0. Then it was 4-2. Then it was 4-4. Then it was 5-4. I was like, what the hell? Then it was 5-5. Then it was 6-5 us. And all we needed was 3 outs, hater. That's all we needed. I go, that's it. Cool. Great. 3 outs and we got this.
Nope.
Oh, 4 runs in the top of the 9th.
You would just give up 3.
Garbage.
We would have tied them because we
Garbage.
lost. What did we lose 9-8? You said.
And then we come back in the bottom of the 9th, and it's Jeremy Pena's birthday, and everyone's waiting for it. Like, come on, Pena, you're going to walk this off on your birthday. It's going to be so epic.
Uh-oh.
That's all right. They're waiting today to do it.
9-8. If we win tonight, they clinch the division, right? Or
Yep.
do we have to win 2 more?
Nope. You win tonight.
The Mariners are in town. We
just have to
win
win
tonight.
1.
We clinch our division.
We just win 1 out of
One
the
of 3. We just clinch it tonight. Let's just clinch it tonight
I'll be there tonight. I'll be
in the fancy seats.
in the good seats. My friend gave
Good
let me
seats.
give his seats.
Oh, behind
Fancy.
the.
There, I'll be right by like where
Home
they
plate?
in the betting circle where they're warming up.
Yeah, so like
Right by
Altuve's
the-
up
Oh,
at
nice.
bat.
Yeah.
Who goes after him now? Bregman? I don't know who
thinking
goes
about
after
wearing
him now.
My bright orange like polo Astro shirt.
So it sticks
So we
out.
can see you.
Yeah, so I'll really stick out. And if we
Sure.
win, will they celebrate or they don't?
Why don't you
even
wear an
care?
Orbit hat that it claps?
Oh,
Wear
yeah.
an Orbit mascot hat that claps.
Or
What's
you
that
can
one
wear
that's
like
a
a
ski hat?
space helmet.
Wear something that like super fans wear, but not like the stepped up fans.
I'll paint
and
my
that'll
face.
really stick out because everybody where you're going to be sitting is like the business fans. They're all real serious.
paint my
Oh,
face.
yeah.
Yeah, paint your
I
face.
have
Paint your
an
chest.
astronaut
Wear no
Halloween
shirt.
costume.
Yeah.
I have a royal blue and an
Be
orange
the
one. You can
astronaut,
wear
Eric,
this.
in the front row.
Yeah, you never see those people wear that stuff.
Nope,
You're right. They're
nope.
all stuck up and rich.
All the people that are behind home plate are there for business and they're dressed up like nice for the game. They're not like super fan.
or they're getting off of work and
Gear.
they're downtown, oil and gas
Right.
or something.
So you dress as an astronaut. I promise you, you'll get on TV 100 times tonight.
Hey, you can't see my face.
Look for
Do
Eric.
it.
No, it's a clear helmet.
Look for me with my little ring on,
Oh my God!
Oh,
no, one's
watching
gonna see
TikTok in the front.
it. No one's gonna see that.
Going to hit with the ball.
We're coming up next. We're going to talk about the gray area of things, but it's
Like
primarily
that on salmon. Oh, God, I hate that.
Oh, that's good.
Ew.
I never
That's a
understood-
gray area of
I
salmon.
never
Yeah.
understood that thing, but yeah, you're right.
It's good. And last night I thought of y'all and I ate trout and I just rolled the whole skin on my fork like a salmon roll.
Stop.
And I ate the whole
Stop.
thing. It
Oh
was
my God.
so good.
I'm gonna gag.
Fish skin talk next. Just kidding.
Ugh.
No, the gray area. There's black and white, and then there's the gray area. What's the gray area of cheating? Well, that is always a debate because what you think is gray, your mate thinks that's cheating.
Yep, we
To
have some-
them, there's no gray area.
I have some scenarios with 3 steps, and we'll see is that cheating out of the 3 steps. Because some is gray, some is like if you think that's cheating, then you're just nuts.
And if you're listening to this with your mate, it might start an argument depending on how y'all answer this. If it's different, you thought it was going to be the same.
Guys, do not answer this during. Just say, "Oh, honey, I want to hear what Roula and Sam and Eric and Kev say." I don't care about my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Are we going to start a friendly fight? We'll find out next on the Roula and Ryan Show.